Hello, everybody. Welcome to this platform. I'm calling it English Run because I'm putting it in place to help students in Kenya at the secondary school level revise English. English is a compulsory subject, and doing well in it is very, very important. My main objective is that I help the would have been candidates in 2020, now candidates 2021, prepare for this subject in spite of what's going on in the country. And I'll begin with areas that I think need a lot of attention, or areas that are found to be problematic to a majority of students. So for starters, or to start with, will be Blossoms of the Savannah by Henry Ole Kulet. Blossoms of the Savannah is one of the two compulsory set books that a candidate must prepare for if they're sitting KCSE. The other compulsory set is a play titled A Doll's House. And now that I'm doing this specifically for the candidate class, we need to know how these books are tested. But with the other classes, the other students handling these set books, probably you might not really want to pay attention to how they examine, because you want to read the book, understand it in spite of how they examine. Then when you get to the Form 4 level, now you want to know, I've been reading, I've been preparing. Now, how is this book likely to be tested? So to the 2021 candidates, we are looking at Blossoms of the Savannah being tested as an excerpt in English paper 2. Someone might ask, why not as an essay in paper 3? So I'll simply give a background of what I know about setting of exams or setting of the compulsory set books. The new syllabus started in 2006, and there has been a trend in the way in which the set texts are tested. The compulsory sets are either tested in paper 2 or paper 3. Yeah. So if one is tested in paper 3, automatically the other set will be tested in paper 3. Remember, the compulsory sets, one is a novel, the other one is a play. So usually, if the play comes in paper 2, then the novel comes in paper 3. So with that in mind, our projection is, and I'm sure many teachers will agree with me, that Blossoms of the Savannah was to be tested as an excerpt in English paper 2 in 2020. And I'm imagining that is the same thing that will happen come 2021. Blossoms of the Savannah paper 2, A Doll's House paper 3. Why? 2019, Blossoms of the Savannah was tested in paper 3 as an essay. A Doll's House was tested in paper 2 as an excerpt. 2018, Blossoms of the Savannah was tested as an excerpt in English paper 2. A Doll's House was tested as an essay in English paper 3. That being said, I can go on and on up to 2006, and you'll see why I'm saying there is a trend. So that being said, the 2021 candidates, we are preparing for Blossoms of the Savannah as an excerpt in English paper 2. The excerpt in English paper 2 is out of 25 marks. So that is a whole lot of marks. The English exam as a whole is out of 200 marks. So when we prepare for Blossoms of the Savannah, we are looking at 25 marks. That said, what is an excerpt? In my own words, I'll just say it's a passage. Yeah, but most people will say an excerpt is an extract. Yeah, an extract from a movie. Let me say if I pick a section of a movie and show it to you, then that is an excerpt. An excerpt is could be a section of even music. It could be a section of a piece of writing, like a book, a play, a novel, a short story. So if I pick just a section of it, for whatever reason, then I've picked an So when Blossoms of the Savannah will be tested an excerpt, it means a piece of it will be picked from whichever chapter. The book has 19 chapters, so the excerpt will come from either chapter 1, 2, or chapter 19, or maybe a combination of a section that flows from chapter 1 to chapter 2, chapter 7 to chapter 8, or something like that. Now the question would be, like, this excerpt is picked, what is tested? Yeah. From the trend again, from the excerpts that have been tested for a number of years, the questions, there's a whole range of questions, ranging from pure comprehension questions that can even be answered by someone that has not even read that book. So it means if you just read that extract, if you just read that passage, read it properly and understand it, there are questions that you can answer, whether you've read Blossoms of the Savannah or not. So those are the ones I am calling pure comprehension questions. Then we have questions on themes. We have questions on stylistic devices. We have questions on characters, characterization. Yeah. And all these questions could either be purely from the passage that you've been given, or maybe in relation to the rest of the book. Yeah. So you need to know the passage, you need to read the passage, understand it, but it is very important that you have a background of the whole book, because as much as you're being given that extract, there are questions that will be from the extract, then there are questions that will need knowledge from the rest of the book. Remember also that we're dealing with an integrated syllabus, so it doesn't mean that because this is a literature question, you will not be tested grammar. Usually there will be a grammar question, so that you just answer the way you answer any other grammar question. I think that is enough background on what an excerpt is. So my thinking is we have 19 chapters in Blossoms of the Savannah, and the exam will either come from one of those chapters or a passage that flows into the other. So if we revise every chapter of Blossoms of the Savannah, and then we look at what are the themes that are in that specific chapter. Let me use chapter 1 as an example. If we were to revise chapter 1, look at themes that are coming out in chapter 1. Identify the characters in chapter 1 and look at their character traits. Pick out the stylistic devices in chapter 1. Pick out the mood, attitude of the passage or the characters, and look at the vocabulary items and give their meanings in the context. Trust you me, you would have done a very good job in preparing for KCSE 2021. So I want to record 19, is it 19? Maybe 20 episodes. Oh my God. And every episode will be dealing with one chapter. And then I'll give my view, my opinion, yeah, or my interpretation on the issues that are in that chapter with an excerpt in mind. So I'll be looking at the chapter as if it's an excerpt. Look at the themes, look at the stylistic devices, look at the character, their characterization, pick out the vocabulary items, and give their meaning in context to you, my dear candidate. So I'm hoping that I'll be helpful to you, and you will do well in English. So if you think you want to learn a little bit from Madam Ann, kindly watch the next video that deals with chapter 1. Thank you very much for watching. Stay safe.